We have Dr. Mayank Kumar with us. He is a sports nutritionist, a neurophysiotherapist, and associated with Osteon and Neuron Rehabilitation and Physiotherapy Center. He's a performance and a body transformation expert with a passion to inculcate fitness in lives. He's experienced of 12 years in rehabilitation. His advice to muscular dystrophy patients is to maintain their muscle and bone health to the utmost importance. Along with that, appropriate exercise and balanced diet is really important. So I hand it over to Dr. Mayank. I'll be presenting your screen.
Hi friends, hello everyone. First of all, I would love to wish everyone a well happy limb girdle muscular dystrophy patient day. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes. Yes.
Right, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so the screen is visible, right?
All right, the screen is there. Yeah, I can see that. So let's move on to the talk. So, friends, today I'll be talking on this diet, nutrition, and movement. Basically, diet and nutrition, there are both very important in these patients who are suffering from muscular dystrophy and other types of muscular dystrophies like limb girdle, Duchenne muscular, or Baker's muscular dystrophy. But today I will be talking about specifically on limb girdle muscular dystrophy, what type of nutrition, what type of supplementation, and this exercises and diet can be helpful in such patients who are suffering from limb girdle muscular dystrophy. All right. So can you move? Yeah. Okay. So friends, as you can see in this slide, there's a difference between diet and nutrition. Basically, you can see the diet is the stuff we eat and drink for the energy and to just to stay alive. But on the other hand, nutrition is a part of food that is used by our cells and metabolized by the body to make all the contributions that our body needs. Like the diet, the composition of diet vastly depends on the uh, I think I was on previous slide. Can you? Yeah. All right. The composition of diet, basically it vastly depends on the environmental conditions of living, religious opinions, personal preferences of food availability, and economical status. And nutrition, they are basically needed to maintain a healthy life, proteins, carbohydrate, fats, vitamins, and minerals. All right. Next slide, please. So this is a chart of balanced diet, what we can add and incorporate like carbohydrates, water, roughage, protein, fats, vitamin and minerals. They are the composition for a balanced diet. So we can add in we can add fruits, grains and cereals, vegetables, legumes, milk, yogurt, lean protein, etc. So basically, we all know that the patients who are suffering from muscular dystrophy, they are like somewhat sedentary people. So there are some macros of balance, right, in such individuals. Like if we talk about a sedentary lifestyle, then the requirement of protein would be like 0.8 grams per kilogram of the body weight, while the carbs would go up to 150 to 200 grams per day. But these carbs should be like complex carbs. We should always avoid the refined carbs or saturated carbs. Complex carbs is a good source of carbs that would avoid your insulin spikes. Also, the fat recommendation would be 44 to 78 grams for these individuals. There's also recommended daily allowance of fiber, that is like 25 to 40 grams per day. As we can see in this image, there are two individuals of same body weight. So basically this image will differentiate between body mass index and body composition analysis. These two individuals, they both have the same height with same body weight, but if you see the person on the left side, he is holding a body fat percentage of only 5% with a BMI of 30.7. And on the right, this person, he's holding a body fat percentage of 30% with the same BMI of 30.7. According to the body mass index chart, they both are obese. But as you can see, the body composition is is different in both these individuals. So we should always work on the body composition, like fat to this muscle ratio, and we should always try to we should always try to be holding on more muscles than fats. All right, they're this movement for life refers to that incidental and structured movement. Both are essential for wellness and weight management and vitality. Exercising regularly is one of the best things you can do for your health. However, working exercise into your routine takes a lot of determination, and sticking to it in the long term requires a discipline. Next. There are different type of movements you can see. You can incorporate as per your personal preferences, like climbing up the stairs of your office or doing some workout just next to your bed, going for some trekking or some challenging workout in the gym. That should not be tiring. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Move on to the next slide. Okay, so this is like a very good question. Why exercise is important? Because exercise is important not in only these patients of muscular dystrophy, but just in normal individuals as well. Like the regular exercise has been shown to significantly improve your health, also maintain a healthy body weight, good muscle mass, reduce the risk of your chronic diseases, better sleep, mood, and boost your mental health also. So overall, exercise is a very good medicine for everyone. But for the patients who are suffering from muscular dystrophy, hello, yeah, for the patients who are suffering from muscular dystrophy, exercise acts as a medicine. So there is a plan that how to get started. Initially, one should check their health status, talk to their physiotherapist and their doctors, then make us and set realistic goals. Short goals, achieve them, then move on to the next goal, then make it a habit. All right, next slide. So another thing, how much exercise one should do. So you need not to be a high performer athlete. Like in at least a 1/5 of moderate aerobic exercise per day. Like you can configure 30 like these 150 minutes can be configured as way you want to be. For example, 30 minutes of workout 5 times a week, or 35 or 40 minutes of workout every other day. In the recent studies have shown that packing this minimum requirement into 1 or 2 training sessions per week can be as beneficial as spreading the sessions throughout the week, right?
So I think our network is little low.
Yeah. I think
Little-
the network is
Yeah.
okay.
We're audible now.
May I yeah, it's audible. All right. So
Yes.
moving on to onto this slide, there are a few tips for the beginners. If you start any exercise program according to your personal choice, there's most important thing that you should always be hydrated. Muscles require water to function properly. Second, optimize your nutrition, your macros and your micros, like your carbs, protein, fats, with your multivitamins, minerals, etc. Always warm up for your exercise. It is good for your blood circulation and to avoid soft tissue injuries. Then after you finish your workout, you should always cool down to avoid cooling of your blood to the extremities, and always listen to your body. If your body is not ready, if you're feeling sore, if you're not feeling good, nauseating or something else, you should take rest, and you should not force yourself for the workout. You should rest and recover, then get ready for the next part of your exercise. There are 4 simple ways to reclaim your brain, like take proper optimal rest, good nutrition, good movement, and a focused mindset, as we have already talked, right? Next, please. So moving on to the dietary supplements, basically. So these are today I will be talking about these supplements which have been shown to which have been shown really helpful in such patients who are suffering from muscular dystrophies. The number one supplement I would like to talk about is whey protein. Whey protein is a really good supplement. Those who are not getting enough protein from the diet, they can definitely opt for this whey protein. It is like, okay, the benefits of this whey protein is that it is very fast digesting. Apart from that, you can also like hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So apart from this, if you don't want to add whey protein and someone is vegan, they can try to add like pea protein or some vegan source of protein that is also good, like soy protein or pea protein. That is also good option. And for if you talk about the dosages, so 20-25 grams per day would be sufficient, with along with your good dietary sources from your natural diet. Moving on to creatine monohydrate. Creatine monohydrate is a very important and very effective supplement because it has been shown to fuel the skeletal muscles and provide support for immediate energy production during high intensity workout. Also, creatine has been shown to boost cognition and prevent mental fatigue and promote cellular hydration. One thing I would love to add in this is that like the creatine, basically, low levels of creatine in the patients with muscular dystrophy has been shown to decrease muscle mass. Also, studies in older adults have shown that if you weight train with creatine, you will have more muscle mass. Plus, the benefit of creatines in these patients would be like the increase in the fat-free mass, increase in the strength power, increase the antioxidant, and this they can support the neuronal loss, also increase mitochondrial function, plus muscle strength, endurance, and joint stiffness also. It has also shown that those individuals who take creatine on a regular basis, they can this hand grip of the dominant head has been hello again. I think so. There's some network issue. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. You are perfectly audible. You can carry
Okay,
on.
I am okay. Okay, right. So the hand grip strength of the dominant head, it has shown that it increases like within months or two if we just supplement creatine 1 to 3 grams per day. Right. Next slide, please.
Yes, sir. I am on next slide. L-glutamine. It says about
L-glutamine.
L-glutamine.
Okay, okay, yeah, L-glutamine. This is another good supplement. L-glutamine can help improve the alertness, concentration, focus, memory, and mood. Boost human growth hormone and reduce anxiety. Some people take L-glutamine at the bedtime to because it has been shown that glutamine has like it induces restful sleep, and during night एक जो बॉडी का एक एनाबॉलिक विंडो रहता है उसको इंक्रीज कर देता है. द रिकवरी ऑफ द मसल्स एट नाइट has been shown that उसका रिकवरी काफी बढ़ जाता है अगर हम रात में ग्लूटामिन लेते हैं. So we can like bifurcate the dose of glutamine twice a day, like 5 grams in the morning and 5 grams in the at the bedtime also. Next slide, please. Probiotics, they are also very good. They are very good for the gut health. Everyone knows that. Healthy digestion support natural resistance and helps maintain healthy intestinal tract. Probiotics are found naturally in the intestine as well as fermented foods like yogurt and buttermilk. So in these individuals suffering from these limb-girdle muscular dystrophy, there are chances that they have a low immunity. So if they take these probiotic supplements on a regular basis, so their gut health will improve and their immunity level will raise eventually. Next slide, please. Yes. Fish oil, basically the fish oil, right? Fish oil is essential brain food that boosts neurotransmission, cognition, memory learning, reduces brain inflammation, assists in the repair, and help grow new brain cells. The important the important ingredient of fish oil is EPA and DHA. If you choose any type of fish oil supplement you would like to have, you should check the EPA and DHA content of that fish oil supplement. That should be like always like around 1000 milligrams or 1 grams uh, of the serving. You should not be taking less than 1 grams of EPA DHA per day. It is an effective dose. So if you want to incorporate, you can also choose a good EPA DHA fish oil supplement. Next slide, please. Coenzyme Q10. Coenzyme Q10 is also very potent antioxidant. It also boosts our immunity and reduced by like these might it helps replenish the CoQ10 levels reduced by statin drugs. Basically, those drugs which are used to lower the cholesterol levels, migraines, and physical performance. So but you should always be cautious and always talk to your physician regarding this supplement if you want to take, because it might make blood thinning drugs such as warfarin and aspirin less effective. So you and the risk of blood clot could increase. So you should always consult your physician before taking this a type of supplement, that is coenzyme Q10. And if you want to take, and the effective dose and the safe dose limit is 200 to 400 milligrams per day. Acetyl L-carnitine. Acetyl L-carnitine has also very potent antioxidant, and it may reverse age-related cognitive decline and improve memory, supports transformation of fatty acids into energy for the muscular activity, and facilitates the metabolism of long-chain fatty acids. That means it is really helpful in for our mitochondrial health. And this variant of L-carnitine, that is acetyl L-carnitine, there's one levocarnitine and this is acetyl L-carnitine. Acetyl L-carnitine has a benefit over L-carnitine because it crosses our blood-brain barrier. So it has a good ability for our this neuroprotection also. So you can, if you want to take it, you can take this in the dosage of 500 to 1500 milligrams per day. These patients who are suffering from muscular dystrophies, they have like an issue with insomnia. Melatonin is a natural hormone that aids in a good sleep. So some people who are suffering from bad sleep cycle or insomnia type, and they don't want to take those sedative drugs for the sleep, they can try melatonin, because it is known for helping in insomnia and also powerful antioxidant. It protects against neurodegenerative disease also, stroke and brain trauma also. But if you want to take it, the dosage would be like 0.5 to 3 milligrams per day before, like 1 hour before your sleep time. There's another herb I would like to discuss about that. This is ashwagandha. This is Indian herb, basically in Ayurveda. These herbs it's used. So ashwagandha has also been shown to repair and reverse damage to the brain caused by the chronic anxiety and stress. So this herb can help patients who are suffering from some anxiety, low mood. It is also potent and antioxidants, and it also helps in to have a better sleep at night. So if you want to choose, you can talk to your Ayurvedic physician or your general physician regarding this, or a neurologist. And the dosage I would recommend is 250 to 500 milligrams per day. There are like a few options, just for your information, for your knowledge. If you want to incorporate, just to plan yourself, your diet plan yourself. So you can see these are low GI fruits. That means low glycemic index fruit. These fruits, they do not spike your insulin levels. If so that the chances of getting like higher insulin levels in your body, or chances of getting weight gain, will be like decreased if you choose these fruits who are which are this low glycemic index fruits, like cherries, peach, apricot, apple, pear, oranges, and kiwi. And if we talked about some low glycemic cooked food, you can choose from Bengal gram dal, like chickpeas or rajma, kidney beans, bajra, barley, wheat chapati, upma, etc. And for low GI vegetables, I would suggest cabbage, lettuce, spinach, broccoli, carrot, onion, and cauliflower. So this is my, you are never too old to start learning, and you are never too young to aim high and achieve great things. Thank you so much, friends, for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Mayank, for this session. It was really insightful to know about the supplements and their uses. So, yeah, as we already discussed that we have to maintain our condition, and we are really obliged to have support of the physiotherapist team, and who are guiding us for our nutrition and everything. So let's have question Q&A now, club for Buddhi Talks. So I hand over to Mr. Gaurav.
Hello, everybody. Miss Reena wants to ask, if we consume more protein and work out more, is it going to increase the muscle mass or energy by whey protein, maybe? Dr. Mayank, if you could answer this, please.
Yeah.
Right, sir. Right. Yeah, sure. What was the question? She want to increase the the amount of
she's
protein
asking,
and the exercise.
Yes. No, she's asking if we consume more protein and work out more. So is it going to increase the muscle mass or energy? She's particularly asking about the whey protein.
Okay, see, I tell you, it is not about how much the protein we take or how much the exercise we do. It totally depends upon the type of exercises. हमारा age कितना है, किस हिसाब से हम लोगों का जो muscle है वो सब उसको response कर रहा है. Suppose आपका अगर body का weight 60 kilograms है, and if you are overdoing your protein, if you are taking more than 120 grams of protein, that means you are taxing your kidneys. Apart from that, if you are overdoing your exercises, whether it is aerobic, endurance, or this strength training, उसमें chances बनते हैं to getting an injury or chronic fatigue, like this delayed onset of muscle syndrome का बढ़ जाना, यानी fatigue बढ़ जाना. तो हमें सबसे पहले जरूरी ये रहेगा कि अगर उनको muscle mass करना है, तो उनको 1 repetition maximum. Suppose 1 repetition maximum. There's a principle. If we have an ability to lift 100 kgs of bench press, one rep only. Okay, so for such patients हम उनको बोलते हैं कि वो 40 से लेकर 60 का जो उनका रहता है, यानी 40 किलो से लेकर 60 किलो तक का 1 रैप मैक्सिमम का वो वेट ट्रेन करें, जिसके वो रेपिटेशंस निकाल सकते हैं 6 से लेकर 10. ज्यादा रेपिटेशंस निकालने से मसल नहीं बढ़ता. अगर थोड़ा सा वजन ज्यादा होगा और रेपिटेशंस लो होंगे, then there is a chances of like muscle hypertrophy के बढ़ जाते हैं. और adequate amount of protein की अगर हम बात करें, she should not go beyond like 1.5 kilograms of protein according to her body weight. If she is 60 kilograms, then she should not be eating more than 90 grams of protein per day. That takes her kidneys and liver also, and eventually more protein will store up as a fat.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mang. That was very well answered. Let's move on to the next question. Are there any questions in the chat box, Gaurav?
Yes. There are a lot of questions.
I wanted to ask a question regarding proteins only, since we are on protein. Dr. Mayank, are you hearing?
Yeah. I'm hearing. Please tell me, sir.
Dr. Mayank, they are saying that to have sattu, that's a very good protein, natural protein,
Yes.
and hemp protein also. So these are saying that
Yes.
these are plant-based two proteins
Yes.
are good substitutes for whey. So what is your opinion on that?
Absolutely correct. See, there is a amino profile of the protein. We have 20 amino acids in a good protein. So there are essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. So we need to like मतलब उसको हमें combination चाहिए है. If you want to take sattu, want to take hemp, if you want, we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, doctor, you got muted.
And that's okay, sir. So I was saying, if you want to take sattu or other type of vegan protein or veg sources of protein, it is as equal good as whey protein. Okay, there is a like we say, there is a bioavailability thing, that is BA value of the protein or any food sources we consume. Whey protein has a good bioavailability of 100 and 110. That means if you consume whey protein, वो हमारी body में उतने अच्छे से absorb होता है. But if we talk about some other types of vegan or veg protein, they have a lower bioavailability, like 70, 75, 80. So if we consume that 25 grams, so our body will absorb only 18 to 20 grams. But उससे भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. अगर आप वेज प्रोटीन लेते हैं, it definitely work for everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Dr. Mayank, can you answer Monojit? There's a kid, Rishav. He is 7-year-old kid. A kid and DMD patient, mutation exon 50-54 duplication. He has been taking Deflazacort 15 mg daily for the last 2 months, along with calcium and vitamin D3. So please advise whether he needs to need any other medicine or not. Dr. Mayank? Dr. Mayank, you are muted. Please unmute your mic. Yeah.
Yes. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me for how long the patient is using Deflazacort?
For last 2 months, along with
Okay.
calcium and vitamin D3.
Along with calcium, उन्होंने अपना calcium and vitamin D3 का कोई doses बताया है, वो कितना ले रहे हैं?
नहीं, डोसेज नहीं बताया, बट आप चैट में बता सकते हैं अगर आप अभी सुन रहे हैं तो. मनोजीत जी.
डेफिनेटली. देखिए क्या होता है, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं थोड़ा सा इस बारे में बताना चाहूंगा. जो हमारे इट इज अ टाइप, Deflazacort इज अ टाइप ऑफ दिस ग्लूकोकॉर्टिकॉइड्स ओनली, टाइप ऑफ स्टेरॉइड ओनली. सो इसमें क्या रहता है, तो जो हमारा ये एक्टिविटी होती है बोन की, ये स्टेरॉइड जो होते हैं इनहिबिट करता है ऑस्टियोब्लास्टिक, हमारे बोन सेल्स होते हैं उनकी एक्टिविटी को, जिसके कारण क्या होता है कि हमारी और जो बोन्स हैं वो जल्दी से भुरने लगती हैं, यानी ऑस्टियोपीनिया और ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस की तरफ जाने लगती हैं, और हमें एवेस्कुलर नेक्रोसिस जैसी चीज भी हो सकती है. तो हमें ध्यान रखना चाहिए, दैट मींस दी स्टेरॉइड्स हमें लो बोन मिनरल डेंसिटी कॉज करते हैं. तो आपको ये ध्यान रखना है कि एक तो कैल्शियम की बहुत ऑप्टिमल डोजेज हो. कैल्शियम जो है एक अच्छे एब्जॉर्प्शन उसके अंदर जो उसका वो लाइक कैल्शियम सिट्रेट मैलेट की फॉर्म में हो. और विटामिन डी का जो डोजेज है वो मिनिमम कम से कम वो 1000 इंटरनेशनल यूनिट्स वो जरूर लें, और कैल्शियम कम से कम नहीं तो 400 से 600 जो है mg पर डे ले, जो कि गुड एब्जॉर्प्शन कैल्शियम है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, इनको जो इस तरह के बच्चे होते हैं जो कि स्टेरॉइड थेरेपी के होते हैं, दे शुड ऑलवेज लाइक दे हैव अ टेंडेंसी टू गेन वेट, फेशियल एडिमा आने लगता है, पेरिफेरल एडिमा आने लगता है, बॉडी के अंदर वाटर खिंचता है. तो उनको थोड़ा सा मोर ग्रीन लीफी वेजिटेबल्स जरूर खाने चाहिए. साथ में डिटॉक्स वाटर जैसे क्यूकम्बर का पानी हो गया, कोकोनट का पानी हो गया, सो दैट टू फ्लश आउट एक्स्ट्रा वाटर. जितना एक्स्ट्रा वाटर वो बॉडी से फ्लश आउट करेंगे उतना उनके ऊपर का जो कार्डियक लोड है वो कम पड़ेगा. ठीक है, तो ये चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इसके साथ जोड़ने की. उनको डेफिनेटली बोलिए कैल्शियम दिस क्रेटिन मोनोहाइड्रेट डोज ऑफ 1.5 to 3 grams पर डे वो डेफिनेटली ऐड करें, तो उनसे उनका जो मसल मास है वो भी और प्रिजर्व हो सकता है.
Okay, thank you.
साथ में
Um,
हाँ एक चीज और बताना चाहूंगा मैं,
हाँ जी,
एक मल्टीविटामिन एक मल्टी मिनरल फॉर्मूला जरूर लें। हर 3 महीने में अपने विटामिन डी और B12 लेवल्स चेक कराते रहें। यूजुअली क्या होता है कि हमारा जब भी कोई डिक्लाइन आता है परफॉर्मेंस में, वो देखा गया है किसी ना किसी विटामिन या मिनरल की डेफिशिएंसी के कारण आने लगता है। हर 3 महीने में डी और B12 लेवल चेक कराएं। जो डी लेवल रहता है उससे यूजुअली यही दिक्कतें आती हैं, लो मसल लॉस, मतलब जो मसल लॉस है वो होता है, लो मसल मास, प्लस B12 कम रहने के कारण आपको जो चांसेस ऑफ ये है हमारा जो न्यूरोपैथीज हैं वो बढ़ जाती हैं। तो हर 3 महीने में अगर ये टेस्ट कराएंगे और अपने लेवल्स को रिप्लेनिश करते रहेंगे तो इनके लिए और बेहतर रहेगा।
तो
बीपी अपना
आप
मॉनिटर करते
कोई
रहें।
पर्टिकुलर मल्टी विटामिन कोई सजेस्ट कर सकते हो सबके लिए?
और देखिए उनके जो भी न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट या डॉक्टर हैं वो बहुत अच्छे से मल्टीविटामिन्स जानते हैं कि कौन सा देना चाहिए। मार्केट में बहुत अच्छे केमिस्ट पे अवेलेबल हैं, A to Z गोल्ड से लेकर बहुत अलग अलग टाइप के मल्टीविटामिन्स हैं जिनके अंदर बहुत मतलब मल्टी मिनरल एंड मल्टीविटामिन फॉर्मूलाज हैं अच्छी अच्छी कंपनी के।
ओके,
सो उनको एक बार अपने न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट से बात करनी चाहिए कि वो उनको क्या सजेस्ट करते हैं।
ओके, थैंक यू। मिस्टर विशाल
राइट,
वांट्स टू
थैंक यू सो
आस्क,
मच।
कोई अगर आप BMD पेशेंट है वो क्या आप कोई डाइट प्लान सजेस्ट कर सकते हो, particularly diet
हाँ
chart for reducing fat without any muscle waste? And usually a normal diet plans, people can reduce the fat, but along with the muscles also become less mass. I mean,
राइट
muscle waste now or weight reduce हो?
राइट देखिए मैं आपको एक चीज बताता हूँ, देयर इज अ साइंस बिहाइंड गेनिंग वेट एंड लूजिंग वेट। अगर हम वेट बढ़ाते हैं तो मसल और फैट दोनों बढ़ता है, जब हम वेट गिराते हैं तो मसल और फैट दोनों गिरता है। तो हमें इन्हीं चीजों का ध्यान रखना है। एक तो कोई भी इस तरह की पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रैटेजी नहीं बनी कि अगर हम वेट रिड्यूस करें तो सिर्फ वो फैट रिड्यूस होगा, वो डेफिनेटली मसल भी जाता है, लेकिन देयर इज अ स्मार्ट वे टू रिड्यूस इट। लाइक कि आप कोशिश ये कर सकते हैं कि फैट कंपैरेटिवली ज्यादा रिड्यूस हो और हम अपना मसल मास प्रिजर्व कर पाए। उसके लिए यही होगा गुड प्रोटीन सप्लीमेंट्स, एक हायर प्रोटीन इंटेक, हाई फाइबर इंटेक विद लो कार्ब इंटेक। अगर आप चलते हैं रिफाइंड शुगर या रिफाइंड कार्ब से लेकर, अगर आप इन चीजों को कट कर देते हैं डाइट में और गुड क्वालिटी ऑफ प्रोटीन, गुड क्वालिटी ऑफ फैट्स ऐड करते हैं विद गुड लाइफस्टाइल, साथ में आप दिन में 2 या 3 मील से ज्यादा नहीं खाते हैं, इफ यू लाइक फॉलो गुड डाइट प्रोटोकॉल। और जो मैंने अभी बीच में अपनी स्लाइड में शेयर किया था लो ग्लाइसेमिक फूड्स का चार्ट, उसमें से वो अपने लिए जो फूड्स हैं उसको ऑप्ट कर सकते हैं। तो डेफिनेटली दे विल गेट टू सी अ डिफरेंस इन देयर लाइक वेस्ट लाइन और फैट।
Okay, thank you.
So we need to close this Q&A session.
Okay.
Otherwise it will be too late. We have 2 more speakers waiting. So
Okay.
thank you so much, Dr. Rajiv and Dr. Mayank, for
Thank
giving
you.
the
Thank you so much.
opportunity to talk on it, and the Q&A was really interesting. Hope there are a lot more questions. We'll try and forward it to you both.